So what are you working on?
Well, as I said, I'm head of quality control down at the medical center, and we want to get a sense of how our clients feel about the medical center and the services that we provide. We have about 40,000 students who use it. We're particularly interested in the international students because the international students don't give us as much feedback because of the language barrier and stuff.
So what are the objectives of your study here?
Well, we'd like to just get a sense of how they feel about the center and the services we provide, and particularly with the international students here.
So what is your target population?
You mean the people that we want to find out from?
Well, you mentioned this 40,000. Now, is that undergraduate students on their own, or is it graduates and undergraduates?
Well, it's graduates and undergraduates, and but particularly we're concerned about the international students particularly. Right?
Well, they're mostly graduate students.
Well, no, there's a sizable number actually who are undergraduate students.
Okay.
We just need to, get a sense of whether or not they are enjoying our services. Is there something that we can do to provide more for them?
Okay, so are you able to get a random probability sample of this target population?
A what?
Well, that's going to be the basis of your conclusions. You've got these 40,000 that you'd like to draw inferences.
Oh, yeah, we did. I see what you mean. I think I do. We did do a survey of some questions that we'd like to get.
Okay, so this is a draft, right?
Well, our committee came up with that. Yeah, those are kind of some of the things we want to find out about.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now is this going to be a mail-in survey, or is it going to be a telephone survey?
Well, which do you think would be more effective in trying to find out what we're trying to...
Well, they're very different from each other. It's really something your committee will have to decide because it's going to affect the format of this questionnaire.
Is this going to be very expensive? We don't have a lot of money. We're on a limited budget here.
Limited budget, okay. Well, when you figure your budget, you're going to really have to make that decision about phone-in or mail-in survey because all your budget figures are going to be very dependent on that decision. So,
is this going to have some kind of negative impact on our work week? I mean, we have our staff is really strapped for time as it is. Is it going to take more time to?
So what is your budget?
Well, it's we don't know. It's flexible, but it's limited. We don't.
How do you think the consulting is going at this point? How would you describe the consultant's attitude? What about the client's attitude? You've probably noticed that this interaction seemed difficult and forced, and that everyone seems uncomfortable. Why has this happened? Do you think the consultant is getting the information that she needs in order to help the client? The problems with this interaction are twofold. There are problems with the consultant's verbal behavior, that is the way that she asks questions or responds to the client's statements, and there are problems with the nonverbal aspects of the setting and the interaction. With regard to her verbal behavior, the consultant asks closed questions which make the client feel interrogated and which tend to elicit short or one-word answers. She also fails to ask for input from the client. In fact, she even tries to correct the client before she gets the client's view of the project. When she gets some ideas from the client, she fails to paraphrase, to clarify and confirm that what she has heard is accurate. Finally, she allows her desire to get right to the problem, which is her communication style, to dominate the communication style of the interaction, not allowing for the style of the client. As you can see, as a result of some of these behaviors, the client becomes a little defensive, even in this first interaction. With regard to the nonverbal behaviors, let's try something. Sometimes it's easier to focus on the nonverbal behavior of the consultant if you are not distracted by the content of the discussion. Take a look at this same segment again, and this time we have eliminated the audio portion of the interaction. Focus on the facial expression, body position, and gestures of the consultant, and the reactions of the client.